Sagittarius, welcome back to Steampunk Psyche. If you are a returning subscriber, I want to say cool, I appreciate you. I know you have a lot of choices of tarot readers. I am just stoked that you chose this channel, okay? If you're brand new to the channel, I'm JT. We're going to do a general reading, the 1 through 10, the Celtic Cross. I encourage you to stay into the 10th card, outcome and direction. Sometimes these energies, they line up with us and sometimes they don't. So I do understand, okay? Anyway, I'm going to give you the down low and we'll shuffle up, okay? Talk about your categories. Sagittarius, do keep in mind that I start every reading with haiku poems from Haiku Corner. So expect 3 poems before your reading. All right, Sagittarius, I've already pre-shuffled the cards, but for transparency's sake, we'll shuffle up, try to find out what's in your energy. All right, let's do this. Categories. Talking about your current energy, your crossing challenge, look at the environment, and look at the recent past. We're going to look at the possibilities. We're going to look at the near future. We're going to look at the self. We're going to look at the environment, hopes, fears, wishes, or worries, and the outcome and the direction. Cool. All right, Sagittarius, I'm going to take a minute to look at these cards. And while I do that, I have your brand new poems from Haiku Corner. Be right back. Okay, Sagittarius, we open up your reading with the 9 of Pentacles, okay? So I feel like somebody here is upgraded. I don't necessarily want to talk about gender specific here. It could be the feminine, could be masculine. We both have a combination of both in this, right? So, but who I'm referring to here is somebody has emotionally stepped up. We're talking about financially stepped up. Um, and so, but I also feel like there is somebody maybe from your past, a relationship wise, that kind of was hot, heavy, maybe coming back in, or this is part of that emotional upgrade that I'm talking about that maybe you've stepped away from. So there's another opportunity to come in. If this resonates with you, stick around. We're going to talk about it, okay? Like I said, we've got this 9 of Pentacles energy here, okay? For some of you, it's this could have happened like during a family gathering or something like that, or a holiday, something like that. But something caused like a shift here. It's like I don't know. It's got the energy that um, maybe a masculine here who once took you for granted. I don't know. It's kind of like they feel intimidated by your independence now. Okay, and that may have been that energy I was kind of picking up on. We do have the Knight of Wands back here in the recent past. And for some of you that, you're going to resonate with that, but I'm kind of feeling like this is you stepping into like a version of yourself that feels expensive, like not in money, but I'm just saying like your self-worth, it's like the energy is like, oh shit, that's right. I'm the prize here. You know what I mean? Okay. So I don't know. It's got you kind of like you're dressing differently. This is you're moving differently. You're thinking like long term instead of like in survival mode. It's a real mental um a mental love, an appreciation for yourself here, okay? The feminine energy is definitely very selective, less available, but way more magnetic here. And so the masculine energy, that took you for granted, like, it's all about their intimidation here in this energy. But it's like, I don't know, this is people want to invest in you. Okay. I feel like it's like it could be like a new money opportunity coming in your way here. Um, a client, maybe like a raise, or maybe some of you are working on, side hustles, side gigs, things like that. Um, and I feel like it's going to stick. You know what I mean? It's going to lift up here. It's picking up. This may be like receiving a gift or a bonus that's coming in. Some kind of an unexpected, some check or something like that, money. Um, I don't know, but somebody somebody is definitely seeing like seeing that glow up. Okay, they feel. I don't know. It's like someone from your past sees you leveling up, and they feel like maybe jealous, but they're like being silent about it. I'm saying that because in your foundation, you got that 6 of Cups. So, but I think this, okay? So it's like you could be posting a lot less than normal, but pay attention. But you might be getting a hell of a lot more attention than what you normally do. This is someone like, I got to rehearse what to say because they don't want to look like a fool here, okay? But definitely you're becoming the version, of yourself that I feel like maybe you prayed for, that you wanted. You're trying to manifest that. So I don't know. Just check your timestamps on your post. You know what I mean? Um, for some of you, synchronicities could be like mirrors. Um, you're at a store, you're walking past some mirrors, this person comes into your mind. It's kind of like the universe is calling out to you, to see yourself clearly, right? Or others, or the reflections, and in how maybe others had treated you. It's kind of like a reminder, say, hey, pay attention. You're glowing up here. All right, we're going to move on, though. I want to talk about this challenge card. We got the 6 of Swords. All right. I'm going to go pretty gentle on this one, but it's like this is the challenge is leaving something behind you. And I feel like maybe it might be this Knight of Wands. It doesn't have to be, like I said, not gender specific. It could be female, could be male, he, she, they. I'm not, trying to disinclude anybody in this reading. I'm just saying, the challenge is like leaving behind a part of you that's still like, I don't know, maybe checking your phone for messages. It's, something's done here, but I don't know, emotionally, you've maybe tried to detach from somebody that kept you in limbo or something like that. Um, it could resemble like a masculine energy here, trying to move on, but they keep circling back mentally to you, right? Or it could be the feminine energy, that's kind of like healing from just, I don't know, it could look like like emotional burnout or something like that. But um, somebody who ghosted you from the past or something that returns, but or they just don't know how to return to you. You know, it could also look like a transition on a job for some of you. It could be like, maybe you're stepping up into a new particular um, in your workspace, management or some kind of a position that maybe just kind of got you in your head, maybe feeling a little unsure about the transition, or the role that you're going to play. For others, this could look like maybe a long distance, relationship or a situation that might be shifting, either, coming closer to you, or maybe it's officially, like ending or something like that. But this is the mental preparedness, cutting ties, with the draining energies, whether that's friends or family or something like that. It could be, we could be talking about some kind of a, mother wounds or, father wounds, some, karmic patterns, that type of thing. But I feel like it's I don't know. It could look like somebody typing and deleting messages too. They're just kind of the generic, form of this. Somebody watching your page, not interacting, but it's definitely, it's got that avoiding a conversation that might force some kind of closure here. Okay. Anyway, we're talking about, it resembles a sudden clarity or a sudden shift, or, some kind of an emotional movement here. All right. All right. We're going to look at the foundation, and we've got, again, 6 of Cups. Some of you could be seeing synchronicities around that, the two sixes, right? Two sixes, the nines. 69 is a pretty good number, but 96 is too, right? All right. I was trying to be funny, but look, the Six of Cups nostalgic, right? It's I feel like somebody's about to give you some information, or maybe that late night text, like 1 a.m. kind of thing. But this has got you, I don't know, something stirring in you, and I feel like it may be something from the past, right? Something has some emotional weight here. Okay, it could be like a soulmate. It could be that first love. Or maybe that person, that particular person, your person, that kind of shaped some of your your emotional patterns, your ways of thinking about life or love, relationships, whatever. But it could be that person thinking about you, more maybe than you realize here. Okay, someone could have, like, I don't know, it's giving me that light eyes kind of a, I don't know, you're remembering their scent, like you may still have some piece of their clothing, and it just kind of, I don't know, it hasn't spoken to you in years, and all of a sudden it just woke something up in you. It could be like a childhood friend or an ex or something that might be coming back, but I don't know. It's healing, old wounds type of deal. But it speaks of the karmic cycles, that are completing in your life too. So I don't know. Maybe like a maybe like a hobby or a passion or something like that. Maybe you might be thinking about that. Maybe a family memory or something that's influencing you at the moment. Yeah, this is kind of like that part or that time when you outgrew someone, maybe that you thought you may have liked to have married or something. I don't know, whatever. But I'm just saying, I don't know, kind of keep your eyes open for synchronicities. Things like thoughts about childhood homes, or back in your high school days, or whatever, or just something from your past that's influencing something right now. Okay. All right, let's talk about that recent past. And here he or she or they or them is, okay? That was someone came in hot, right? The passion, the chemistry, impulsive energy, right? That I don't know, maybe it fizzled, or maybe complicated something in your life. I'm not sure how that played out here, but I don't know, with that Six of Cups energy that we just saw, I don't know, maybe it was some old love songs or something like that stirred up some memories, right? But yeah, somebody definitely came in hot. We're talking about, any of the fire signs, so Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. You know, we don't have to be, but we could be here. But I don't know, something rushed in. That was that heavy flirtation, then maybe the pullback or something. The excitement in just being around this person or a situation, however that was for you. But maybe a little unstable for some of you. It's like that steamy moment, or that near steamy moment. With someone. It's just the bold expression, that energy, that masculine energy with the confidence, but just a little insecure underneath, that feminine energy that's, damn, you felt like they wanted you bad, right? But maybe not emotionally supported here. Okay. So, but it's definitely getting swept up in, maybe the attraction and not so much of the commitment side here. But it also could look like someone acted jealous, claimed, they cared. I don't know, maybe you realized you just wanted more than just passion. You needed that reciprocation back and forth to you. But I don't know, it could be the flirty emojis. Someone's definitely kind of may have avoided some deep conversation here, though. All right, we're going to move on, though, into the possibilities. And this is where, like I said, I kind of feel like there's an opportunity for love. We got the Ace of Cups here, right? But I don't know. This is new love, right? New emotional beginning for you. We started off with that Nine of Pentacles energy, that blow up, glow up. And it's like, I don't know, maybe you didn't expect to feel this way again. Maybe that person from the past, like I said, has come back. For some of you, that may apply, but um, this is the person that's walking into your life, or running into your life here. Uh, the genuine emotional availability. Okay, this is a confession of feelings. It's masculine energy. Uh, that maybe softens up, right? Becomes a little more vulnerable for you. And so the feminine energy is definitely, opening that heart again, maybe after some disappointments, the things from the past, whatever the karmic cycles, but I feel like this is that, this is that heartfelt message I was talking about 1 in the morning. This is blushing, this is the butterflies moment again, right? Uh, you're definitely realizing that you're ready for love again. Sagittarius, I feel like it's like, when they receive a text from you, they're smiling at their phone, they're overthinking their first message, they want to impress you here. So yeah, definitely some kind of something is as fired back up again. Okay. If not a brand new, then something from your past. You guys just take what applies, but I'm just saying there's something definitely there. Okay. Now in the near future, we got the 3 of Wands. Excuse me. This is movement in this process, plans that are unfolding. This is the definitely stepping into the bigger version of your life, what the Nine of Pentacles energy, you know what I'm saying? It's like, for some, it could be like, you're making plans for travel or something, or relocating, maybe that long distance connection, for some of you, that may become a little more serious here. Like I said, some of you had the side hustles or things like that, or, working on some kind of another means of income or something, but maybe that idea takes off for you. Okay. Um, like the masculine energy in this card is like, I want to be near you. I want to see you. That could be like the trip to come see you for some. And the feminine energy here is like, you know, uh, definitely in that preparedness mode, for, that major life upgrade. Something's about to shift, right? So, um, I don't know. It's got the right timing here, the moment to reach out, but definitely kind of like manifesting something that's finally going to arrive here. Okay, so it's preparing for that new chapter, stepping out of your comfort zone and preparing for that new chapter of your life, right? For some of you, it could be like, I don't know, maybe it might be the movement in the subconscious mind. Maybe it's just definitely coming into alignment, with the next chapter of your story here. Okay. All right, we're going to move on into the self. All right, here's a little bit of a sting, a little bit of a bite, but this is, you know, this is your doneness, right? The cycles, the patterns, um, being the only one that's reached out in the past, probably, or maybe even now. For some of you, it's like releasing all that BS that's drained you. Okay, the masculine in this energy is emotionally exhausted. The feminine energy is like reclaiming her power back. Okay, I do feel like we're definitely, we opened up with the Nine of Pentacles. Like I said, we don't have to be gender specific, but some of you may resonate more with the masculine energy or the feminine energy. That's what I'm trying to say here. But um, I don't know, cutting cords with someone who hurt you. Choosing yourself. Over the chaos. This is recognizing, all the patterns from the past, the red flags. The I don't know, definitely stepping into your emotional sovereignty. You've put it into the cycles. Okay, so it's I'm not going to reply instantly anymore to anybody, right? I don't have to explain myself to you. And that old story about chasing, well, we put a closure to that as well, right? So it's definitely transformation. It's endings. It's rebirth. Okay. Um, some of you may resonate with the spirit animal, the raven. Okay. And that's what that talks about is transformation. The ravens represent transformation. It represents endings and rebirth. So that may be significant to some of you. All right, now we're going to talk about the environment. We got the Queen of Cups energy here. This is someone around you that's deep in their feelings, okay? And I feel like it could be somebody with I don't know, I still got that soft eyes, that gentle energy watching you. The feminine energy is emotionally intuitive, right? She's in the ebb and flow of life, nurturing, the caring, and the masculine energy would look like, falling deep for you. And it also has that, I don't really want to admit to you how deep I'm going here. Okay, it's I want to open up, but maybe I fear that you might reject what I have to say here. Okay, so whether that was from the past or this new opportunity with the Ace of Cups, I feel like that is I feel like that is the message that they never sent. You know what I mean? That's what they want to say. You know, they're dreaming about you here. This is emotional support. You know, someone who wants to take care of you. I feel like it also represents somebody who's emotionally ready here. You know, ready to love you fully in this situation. Okay, so this could represent that long message that comes in. You know, it says, "Hey, you know, how are you really doing?" You know, and so in that message, they're going to be, you know, giving you the small details about everything that you thought that they were not paying attention to, right? So you could be seeing synchronicities like maybe their initials, something like that. I don't know, maybe they keep showing up, you know, everywhere. You see them on license plate, you see them on billboard signs, you see them, you know. Uh, anyway, just take what kind of fits with that. But I'm just saying. All right, we're going to move on now into the hopes, fears, wishes, or worries, and we've got the Four of Cups. Okay. I'm going to say this with care, not out of fear here. I'm talking about this is afraid of missing out on something good. Okay, and perhaps maybe you're still healing from something, you know, from the past, or this masculine energy might be as well. But um, this could be the trust issue. You know, comparing people from the past. You know, disappointments. Um, like I said, that masculine energy would be in the rejection kind of fear, and the feminine energy here is like, you know, I don't want to settle. So I don't know. It could look like just boredom at the time too, but I'm saying there's kind of like this emotional numbness, but definitely craving the connection. So, you know, I don't feel like you're missing out on the divine offering here. I just feel like maybe there may be a little bit of a tendency to focus on some of those circumstances from the past here that's kind of like, you know, that poured into your life at one time, you know. But I feel like someone good is trying to enter your life here. Okay, so there may be a little bit of a hesitation, is what I'm trying to say. It's like, you know, it's deciphering whether or not these are mixed signals, or whether or not you know, I want to be vulnerable enough to you know, wait for a sign, or that conversation, whatever it is, you know. But I don't know. There may be a little hesitation before, kind of like, you know, replying, or you know, maybe something as small as like just kind of like overplaying any compliments this person may play. Like I said, either the masculine or the feminine energy. So take what fits. Okay. But this card does resonate with, you know, angel numbers as well, or you know, just high synchronicity type numbers like 717. It talks about alignment here. So the alignment for this card would be like the alignment between your fear and your desire here, right? Choosing, you know, just going back to that Nine of Pentacles energy again, right? Just choosing, you know, your growth over you know, all of those past fears or troubles. Okay, so now we are moving on into the final card, the outcome and the direction. Sagittarius, this is synchronicities like ringing in the ears. Okay, this is when your intuition is telling you you're on track. This is your superpower, right? This is stepping into that, you know, that psychic clarity, that emotional intelligence, you know, spiritual sovereignty. This is feeling that I know what somebody's about to say before they say it. You know, so I don't feel like any of those issues earlier, like we spoke about, are going to be like part of the I don't know, part of a block here. Okay, this is a soulmate connection that deepens. Okay, you know, as far as the masculine energy, it's magnetically, I'm so very drawn to you. Excuse me. And so the feminine energy is definitely spiritually powerful. Okay, you're magnetic, and this is maybe seeing like intuitive downloads. Okay, instantly seeing through anybody who you know, might be lying to you or something. I don't feel like this masculine that's coming in is that way. You know, this is definitely you trusting yourself fully. You know, so it's going ahead and just stepping right into that destiny, following your following your belief systems, following your boundaries. Um, you know, you may have to withdraw to maybe recharge, but I feel like you're definitely observing way more than what you've been speaking. So it's trusting your gut in this situation. Okay. Yeah, trusting those energetic downloads, the intuitive upgrades, all of those things here. So Sagittarius, it's like this is love is coming. It's real love. It's not breadcrumbing. It's not the mixed signals. It's not the almosts, right? This is your money stabilizing out. You know, your confidence is rising. We saw that with the Nine of Pentacles. We're seeing it with the Ace of Cups. We're seeing your intuition becoming razor sharp. You know, it's like the High Priestess is like the best outcome here you could possibly get. You know, you're not going back to who you were. It's definitely becoming, you know, somebody you were always meant to be. So I feel like this reading was just definitely a reminder, kind of like clarifying, hey, is this really mine? Is it? Hell yeah, I take it, Sagittarius. Anyway, give some love to the reader. Would you thumbs up? Because I know this was a damn good reading. Anyway, I love you. I appreciate you so much. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, let me know in the comments. Let me know how things are working out for you. Anyway, I'm just glad you came back to Steampunk, and I hope I get to see you again on the next readings, okay? All right, bye-bye.